Well, today's Saturday, so I think I told you a couple times that dog. She goes down there and she takes the tarp off the lawnmower. Well, I guess we need to walk down there and put the tarp back on. I don't want the sun fading the hood. So this is Saturday. So I told you in a couple previous videos that I took the truck into the shop. And, you know, I called on Tuesday morning, right at opening time, so right around 8 o'clock. And I was discussing it with them, and they said, well, bring it on in, and we'll look at it. So I brought it in. Now, the symptoms were, if it sat overnight, well, it even goes deeper than that. When it got really hot, we started up the truck, and we were driving it, and I noticed the temperature gauge wasn't going up, which got me to scratching my head like, uh-oh, that gauge went up. Also, I noticed the air conditioner wasn't working. I mean, it was blowing air, but it was just hot air. And, you know, we were several minutes into the drive when this started happening, when I noticed this stuff. And then I noticed the oil pressure sensor was maxed out at 80 PSI. So we went ahead, and I was going to the hardware store or something, and I didn't shut it off because I didn't really know what was happening. So ran in there, got whatever it is I was going to get, got out as fast as I could, came back to the house, shut off the engine, and then that's when I guess I noticed at the hardware store that the fan was running, which had me hugely concerned that we were overheating. So I got to the house, and the engine was basically still cool. Really wasn't putting out hardly any heat at all. So the fan was running. I was worried it was going to run down the battery because I wasn't sure what was happening. So I disconnected the negative, watched a movie that night. After the movie, I hooked the battery back up. When I disconnected the battery, I disconnected both the positive and the negative. And then I connected the negative and the positive together so I could get it to discharge the condensers, or I think that's what they're called, condensers. So after the movie, I put the cables back onto the battery, and we took it for a drive. Everything was fine. So I thought it was a heat related issue. It was so hot that I thought it was triggering the computer. So we parked it in the tree, which seemed to solve the problem for a while. And then a few weeks later, it did it again. And it was much cooler. But I got to thinking, well, we had some hot temperatures. So maybe that's what caused it, even though we had it parked underneath the tree. So, I don't know, 2 or 3 times it did it every day. You know, whenever we started, not every day, but every time we would start it. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to disconnect the negative cable every time we shut it off to overnight. That way I don't have to mess with it when we're ready to go somewhere. And other than to put the cable back on. And so Tuesday, I started getting a little worried about it. And it's coming to the end of the lawnmower season, so I don't have to go pick up lawnmowers. Of course, I got a guy just called me yesterday. He said, hey, we need a lawnmower picked up. So I thought, well, we'll take it in and get it, see what's wrong with it. So Tuesday I called, told them what was going on. They said, bring it in. So I brought it in, and I actually got to go out to the truck with the mechanic and explain what was happening. So again, I explained that when it sits overnight, the fan will kick on instantly when you turn the truck on, and the air conditioner compressor won't kick on. The oil pressure sensor goes way up to 80, and the thermometer doesn't increase in temperature. And I said, I feel like these are unrelated. And he said, no, they're related. Probably got a temperature sending unit going bad or something. He said, you shouldn't have unplugged the battery. You should just let it code. And I said, well, I was afraid the battery was going to die because of the fan. So he said, well, the fan will shut off in 10 minutes, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. So I said, well, anyway, you can hold on to it, and tomorrow morning you can start it up and see what you see. So I called the next day, and they said, well, it started up fine. And, you know, that triggered a little thought in my head, like, they didn't even listen to what I said. And it's not coding. Well, and again, it kind of triggered in my head, yeah, I didn't think it was going to code. So this is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So they said, we're going to keep it another day, see if we can get it to do whatever it is it's going to do. I said, okay. So late, yeah, it was late, like 3 or 4 o'clock. Thursday, I called again. And again, they said, nah, it's running fine. We can't get to duplicate whatever, you know, anything. It starts right up. And I was like, man, this doesn't make sense to me. I know it does it every time. This isn't a one-time, every fluky type of thing. It does it every time. So I go through the whole thing again with the lady, and she says, you know what, I'm in the car. I shouldn't be talking on the phone. And you can tell she was getting frustrated with me. I'm just going to have my husband call you. Okay, who's the mechanic? So he calls me, almost, you know, within a couple minutes. And he explains what's happened. I said, I understand, but, you know, I went through the whole thing again. The fan, the temperature gauge, the oil pressure sensor, and the air conditioner. And I said, as soon as you unplug the battery, you can start it right up, and that will correct the problem. So when I was over there talking to him, you know, he mentioned the sensor, and I said, so I Googled everything that you talked about. And what I've learned is these sensors can go into safe mode, make the computer go into safe mode. What it is one of the sensors, I'm explaining this to the mechanic. One of the sensors can be misreading the other sensor. Now, I don't know what the other sensor is. I know there's 2 sensors that measure temperature, and I don't know if they're measuring against each other or if they're measuring outside temperature. I'm not sure. So I said, so the computer is sensing a mismatch in temperatures. So it's going into safe mode. That's what Google says. He says, yeah, that can happen. So I said, why don't you just replace the 2 sending units? He said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not accustomed to just throwing parts at the problem, which I can understand. I don't do it for lawnmower repair either. I try to find what the problem is and try to fix it. So he says, well, I'm going to keep it another day if that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have it Saturday so we can go to town. So he says, okay. So last night, actually, I wasn't going to call him yesterday. I was just going to let it go, and which was Friday. So, and I figured, well, I just have to go through the weekend without the truck. He calls me late, 3 or 4 o'clock. And it says, okay, we got it to duplicate the problem. He says, it's hot outside today, so that might have what helped. Okay, I want to believe the guy. I really do. I want to believe that's what really happened. Or was he just parroting what I had said? So, he said that the code reader is seeing a difference of 10 degrees to whatever. I don't know what. And that is throwing the computer into safe mode. Once you reset it, everything works fine because it's ignoring the 10-degree difference and just goes into regular operation and drives. Okay, so that makes sense. So he said, you were right. Like, wow, okay, that's great. Maybe I should take your job. Now, I don't know if it coded. I should have asked him, but I didn't think about it. So it may have code also. So he goes through it all. He says the compressor on the air conditioner wasn't working. The fan started right up. The temperature gauge didn't raise up. And it's at 80 psi. And I figured, well, if it's in his possession and anything messes up, because 80 psi that long, I just really felt like it was going to damage seals and stuff on the engine. But whatever. That's why I didn't want to do it. The other thing is I was worried it was going to kill the battery. He says, well, the fan shut off 2 minutes after I turned the truck off. Okay, well, I was just too worried that, I was going to run the battery down. I was going to kill seals, oil seals. So, if he feels like it's safe, that's fine. So he says, the sending unit is in the back of the engine, and it's going to be a 2-hour labor. That's what they're calling for. Well, okay. So, I mean, it's going to be a $300 job to get this fixed, which is fine. But I'm just really struggling that I don't think he was going to fix it until he called me, or I guess I called him. I called him and I told him, went through the symptoms again. Now, I understand, don't get me wrong, I understand his position somewhat. I get people bringing lawnmowers in here all the time and telling me exactly what's wrong with it, and it's not even close to being what's wrong with it. So, you know, you'll sit around for an hour listening to these people tell you exactly what's wrong with it, and, you know, it's a carburetor, and you're going to have to clean it, and you're going to have to do this and that and this and that, and it's the ignition coil. Granted, lawnmowers are a lot easier to diagnose than a car. I mean, you got to have a computer to diagnose a car, so me yabbering on, I can understand why he didn't want to just sit there and listen to me. He was going to just hook it up to the computer, but I was trying to explain to him, I don't think it's going to code. But I understand his position. But I wish he would at least listen enough to listen to what the symptoms were. I just cannot believe it was not producing these symptoms the first two times. Yeah, the first two times that he started it. I can't believe that, because it has done it every time for me without fail. So if he wasn't paying attention to what the symptoms were, the fan kicking on, the air compressor not working. Look, here's the thing. Let's just assume that I'm a complete idiot, and the fan had nothing to do with anything. The oil pressure being at 80 had nothing to do with anything, and the thermometer not going up, which could be a separate issue. I'm not going to say it didn't mean anything. It does mean something. It wasn't working, if nothing else. But when I said the air conditioner isn't working, that should have at least triggered him to think, maybe I should at least look at the air conditioner. But he didn't listen to anything. He was just waiting for it to code. And I'm all for diagnosing. But look, here's the thing. Guy brings me a lawnmower, and he says the deck isn't working. The belts keep popping off. So I tried to start it. Well, it starts fine. I don't know what you mean. Well, that's not what the guy told me. He said the deck belt keeps falling off. Well, if I didn't listen, well, then he calls me back and says, okay, what do you think? And I say, oh, it started just fine. There's no problems. I don't know what we weren't able to find an issue. Okay, but did you look at the deck belt? Well, the deck belt did fall off, but, I'm waiting for the carburetor to mess up. So it's kind of the same thing, in my opinion. He should at least listen to the symptoms that I was describing. Not so much the repairs or what I thought was the problem. I can understand ignoring that, but I really don't understand why he ignored the symptoms. Other than he has a computer and he thinks that computer is going to tell him everything. And maybe it does. But in this one case, obviously it wasn't. He should have called me back on Tuesday. Okay, what were those symptoms again? Or on Wednesday, and said, okay, what's those symptoms again? But now I don't have a truck over the weekend, which is fine. We don't need the truck. But the point is I asked him, can we have it back by Saturday? Now, he said that we could probably drive it over the weekend if I wanted to come get it and then take it back to him. Well, I didn't want to pay him twice, and Carolyn said we didn't need it. And I really just don't want to run that truck with the oil pressure that high. I just think that's could cause other problems. That oil pressure being that high, blowing out seals. I know the engine is designed to do it, but it's designed to do it when the variable valve timing, that's the only reason it does it, is it bumps that up to 80, well, usually just like in the 70s, never 80. So you get about 73, 75, and it opens those variable valve timings, and then immediately goes back down to the 50s, sometimes 40s, depending on the temperature. So I just don't trust it running at 80 all the time. When you start the engine when it's cold, let it sit for 24 hours. should only go up to 50. And then it starts to drop down as the oil warms up. So I just didn't trust it. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to go pick it up. Because he said, I don't want you disconnecting the battery. Anyway, hopefully we can have it back Monday. My fingers are crossed. And I hope it fixes the problem. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I hope it fixes the problem. So, if you'll click this up next box, it'll take the video over to my other channel. Very appreciate it if you could check it out. So, I hope I can inspire you to fight through the problems so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.